On September 19, the Ensemble Intercontemporain and myself will be opening the 1920 Paris season with 3 works of very particular character. We put this program together with the Festival d'Automne in our annual collaboration. One piece by Claude Vivier, Hierophanie, will even be the French premiere. It is the only remaining work, I think, of Vivier that has not been given in France. So very honored to be the first ones. Hierophanie is a work about the destiny of mankind, of humans, of humanity. It represents different conditions of anxiety, desire, being lost, the lifelong task to define our paths. And this is very beautifully shown in that work by musicians that are changing their locations, they're changing their places in between themselves, they're even exchanging their instruments with seemingly random people, other players, and they're exploring themselves in defining themselves in an interaction with someone else. Sometimes it will seem random how the people are moving around, but they're searching for their own identity, their identity of expression, but also their personal identity. There's a soprano involved this too, which is kind of functioning as some sort of guide that is giving us the illusion of helping with orientation, but still not leading anywhere. So a very strange work, a very particular work. And this is a little bit the theme, not only for the opening concert, but for the entire season. In French we say, c'est le cabinet des curiosités. Strange appearances, strange things, strange words, strange expressions. We can see the second work on the program in that context, Ophanim by Luciano Berio. It's a work that is very rarely given, maybe also because it employs 2 children choruses and a very low mezzo-soprano, almost like an alto. The text is in Hebrew. It's a collage of 2 different texts. One is the Shir HaShirim, the Song of Songs, the Cantique des Cantiques, in combination with the text of Ezekiel, about the apocalypse, and Ezekiel riding his chariot on a wave of fire, like with glowing skies behind him. So interesting combination of images, sonic images of the apocalypse, in combination with maybe the most beautiful and oldest love poetry ever written, which is the Song of the Songs, an addendum to the Torah, to the Old Testament, in the Megillah. It describes the same phenomenon that is so beautifully displayed in the work by Vivier in the same program, which is our search for a context, our search for love, our despair about seeing it but not being able to grasp it, not being able to transfigure it. This is all so beautifully displayed in these texts that are so rich in colors and perfumes, and you almost like smell all these plants and exotic spices that are being described. You see those golden colors, very colorful work with electronics, a very, very low mezzo-soprano and 2 children choruses and 2 ensembles that are kind of functioning a little bit like in the same Matthew Passion, where the 2 ensembles are kind of talking to each other. Very, very particular work by Luciano Berio. It's lacking a little bit of his wit and the virtuosity that we find in most of the Berio works. And here it has a much darker patina. And that's the reason why I personally was really wanting to program that work, because I've never programmed it before. At the beginning of the concert is a classic. It's a very minimalist, a very subtle work by Gérard Griset, Stele. It's listening to your own heartbeat and being on that edge of transitioning from life to the other side. It's a memorial. It's a gesture. It's taking a deep bow in front of mankind. So there's a lot of red threads in the 3 pieces about humanity, mankind, and our lifelong search for defining our identity and the identity that surrounds us.